Hello, I'm Blair Jackson of Orson Corporation. In this video we're going to tell you how to make the bamboo blanks that these flex limbs are made out of. The bamboo flex limbs are the key part of the smooth ride and lightweight of the FlexQuad. Let's take a look at a car and see how these things fit in. I'm going to go ahead and pull the seat off and get a better idea of what's going on. Okay. Each flex limb is bolted to aluminum plate. Okay. We're going to be making one of these rear limbs right here, so you can see how it's secured down, 2 large bolts and another bolt at the back. Okay, so it's the curvature of this that we want to get right. But the way we've got it set up, it's relatively straightforward. Let's take a look. Okay, this curvature, basically a relatively simple fixture. It has, we'll take a look at the drawing of this fixture in just a moment, but it defines the curvature of our part. These bamboo limbs are made up of 6 layers of bamboo, just laid up with glue, and I'm going to do that in just a moment here. It's clamped down, and it all sets and gives you the right curvature. Okay, you're going to have to build this fixture. It's not very difficult. It's a 2x6 and some drywall screws, but there's several key dimensions. So let's take a look at the drawing and see how this goes together. This is the drawing of the fixture that you're going to need to build. Okay, it's 3 sheets long, but the first sheet is the key one. If you look at it, it's all the dimensions are measured off of this coordinate system here, basically where the limb starts to bend. So we've got 2 columns here, a short and a tall. For each column we've got how far away it is from the datum, and then how long that is. In this case it's 378 millimeters. Yours may be different depending on the limb you're building. Same thing. Okay, then for that displacement out, we also have a displacement up that's measured from the top of the column to the same height. Okay, look at our tall one, it's set up the same way. As long as you get these dimensions reasonably close, you're going to be in good shape. You can build your fixture the way we've detailed it out in this drawing, and that's fine. But if you want to do a different variation, you can. We've included, let's say, a view that shows, okay, all the parts we put in it, what are their basic dimensions. Some of the slightly complex parts, we've gone ahead and detailed those out, parts you could cut out of plywood and screw together to make this fixture. So okay, if you notice these dimensions are both in metric and millimeters and also in inches. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. Let's head on to actually start building up. These are the tools you're going to need to build up a flex limb. 3 large C-clamps, 4 is even better. You're going to need around a dozen grip clamps and blocks of wood to spread out the load. The length of these should be right around 100 millimeters, or the same as the bamboo you're working with. 3 sliding clamps, some plastic wrap to control where the glue goes, as well as masking tape. We use Tybond 3. It works out really well. You need something to pour it in and a brush to apply it with. So that's what you need to get started. Let's clear this off and talk about the bamboo you will be using. Okay, keep in mind this is the end product that we're working towards, and this is what we're starting off with. So your drawing of the limb will call out what's needed bamboo wise, but basically when you look at this, there's 6 layers of bamboo. 2 layers go in the direction lengthwise, 2 go crosswise. Notice that we've got these in 2 pieces, but there's no issue with that. It can be multiple pieces for the center ones, that's not an issue. Okay, so the cross grain goes in the middle, and we've got 2 more that go lengthwise. So we're going to take the fixture that we talked about earlier, lay this all up with glue, and build the blank that this is cut out of. In a separate video, we'll show you how to cut this from this part. Okay, we set our fixture aside for a moment, and I'm going to come in here I'm going to put masking tape on the very top and also on the very bottom. That way we don't need to worry about glue getting on those surfaces. But glue will be put on all the other surfaces. Okay, now we have our fixture back. We have our bamboo with the layup I described. Two this way, and then two this way. Recall that we've got, the middle two layers have got a break in it. That's not uncommon. Or actually, they're separate pieces. Everything's lined up, but what we're going to do for starters is we're going to clamp this all down without glue. I recommend that doing that first time. So let's get some clamps. This is a nice opportunity to see that everything fits. And that clamp does not fit well there. This one does a much better job. Okay. This pulls it down and gets the right shape. I want to make sure everything's lined up against my stop. Then what I will do, I'll take my C-clamps, oh we got one right here, and line this up. Notice the edge of this lines up with the edge of that. We're just going to put down one clamp. When we get the glue in place, we're going to put down all three. Okay. Another key thing is to put a clamp that lines up the edge and keeps, if you looked at the end view, everything from sliding from right to left. Then you come in with our glue coming out everywhere, and you start putting in these grip clamps. Okay. Offhand, it looks like everything's going to work. Again, like this is just a fit check. Let's tear it down and start applying glue. Okay, you're probably going to go through, gosh, to build a car around a quart of glue easily. Okay. I just start on one face and start brushing. And it is better to have more glue, too much glue, than too little. Of each pair that's glued up, I really only put glue on one side, but I make sure I've got ample glue down. Okay, that's one face down. Notice how I've got a break here My other side, my short piece, I have where it's going to be over here. The main purpose of these running this direction is just to give some stiffness of the limb, basically in the crosswise direction. Okay, this is our last face we need to do. Okay, let's get our fixture out. Now we go through the same sequence that we did for our fit check. Now that we have glue in place, there's a lot more tendency for pieces of or layers of bamboo to slide. That's okay. We just have to plan for it. Again, line up our faces. Make sure our bamboo layers are all squeezed together this way, they're not shifting too much, and start tightening things down. Okay. Now if we look in here, we want to make sure there's not too much of a gap. I mean, that most of our layers line up this way. I'm going to do a little bit of shifting here. There we go. Now tighten things back down. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, that's some good clamping, at least. Let's go ahead and we'll pan around. We'll take a look at what we've got. We've got glue oozing out. Looks like everything's got adequate glue on it. We haven't had any shifting this way. That's the thing you've got to kind of watch out for. We've got plenty of clamping force right at the base. So I think we should be pretty good. We're going to let this set overnight. Another video will show you how to take it and cut it to a final limb shape. Anyway, thank you and bye for now. After you get things clamped in there, you can typically take these off, or at least one of them off. Make room more for the grip clamps.